Hello everyone, welcome to General Hospital Daily Channel. Please hit the subscribe button and give this episode a thumbs up. General Hospital rumors and updates hint that Danny Morgan will have a savior if Ross Cullum pursues him for his shooting, which he will. Because Jason Morgan took the fall and shielded Rocco Falconeri, Dante Falconeri could save Danny. It would be only right for Dante to repay Jason by saving his son from Cullum. It was only appropriate for Dante to repay Jason by protecting his son from Cullum. Nevertheless, Dante destroyed all evidence in Cullum's shooting and lied to Cullum, claiming it was misfiled. As a result, Cullum will have to find his perp in a different way. He knows it wasn't Jason. Jason, on the other hand, made an impulsive action, attempting to frame himself for Cullum's shooting and failing to consider the consequences. Even though Jason accepted responsibility for shooting Cullum to protect Rocco and instructed Britt Westbourne to say he did it, it is clear that he did not. Jason was facing Cullum when Rocco shot him in the back. Perhaps Jason assumed Cullum would not make it. Cullum went about asking people who knew Jason who he would lie to protect as soon as he was released from General Hospital with a clean bill of health. He interrogated Elizabeth Baldwin before he was released from the hospital, which scared her because he knew everything about Jake Weber, including where he was. Many people in Port Charles are realizing that Cullum is not one of the good guys, but rather one of the wicked ones. Fortunately for Rocco, when he had to go into his room for community service to fetch Cullum pillows and such, Cullum reportedly missed to notice he was wearing only one glove. If he had, he could have surmised it was to hide a bandage for a slide burn caused by shooting the gun, as Elizabeth recently revealed to Dante. Cullum put 2 and 2 together and got 5. In a recent episode of the ABC serial, Cullum came up with 5 when he saw a snapshot of Jason and Danny at Carly Spencer's house. Carly was one of Jason's friends and colleagues whom he questioned about who she felt Jason would cover for after Cullum was shot. Carly, of course, feigned stupid, while Valentine Cassadine lurked in a vantage point from which he could shoot Cullum if required. She said she had no idea, save to assure him it wasn't her. Just before he went, he noticed a photo on the mantle of Jason and Danny in their baseball uniforms. Whether Cullum swoops in and attempts to arrest Danny, as he did with Jason, or targets him for kidnapping or death, Dante will be there to stop it. General Hospital spoilers, Ethan supplies. Fake passports for Lulu and Rocco, sister's urgent request raises questions? General Hospital spoilers indicate that Ethan Lovett may come through for Lulu Spencer when it matters. Lulu is about to make some essential preparations and may soon need her half-brother's assistance. Ethan is a world traveler who has conducted numerous scams, so we may assume he is an expert on false identities by now. That could be significant because Lulu will prepare in case she has to flee with Rocco Falconeri. In the preview video for the week of May 18th to 22nd, Lulu may be seen arguing with Dante Falconeri about her impending departure with Rocco. Dante warns Lulu that his son would become a fugitive over his dead body. Rocco can also be seen with his new passport, which bears the name Tyler Anderson instead of his own. That clearly indicates that it will be a fake, but how would Lulu obtain it? Lulu is Luke Spencer's clever daughter, so she may be able to pull this off on her own. If the GH writers choose not to explain, Lulu could simply have the passports owing to soap magic. However, it's feasible that Lulu will ask Ethan for a favor and reveal she needs his help right away. Lulu might urge Ethan to utilize whatever connections he has to get her some phony passports, one for her and one for Rocco. Of course, Ethan will have questions if such is the case, and he will immediately realize that Rocco is in some type of difficulty. Lulu may refuse to discuss the information, pleading with Ethan to trust her as Rocco's mother. Ethan may give in because General Hospital spoilers indicate he will make a commitment to Lulu in the May 20th episode. Perhaps Ethan will vow to come through for Lulu on this, giving her the opportunity to depart the country with Rocco if necessary. Ethan does not want to let Delilah Wilson down again, since he thinks he failed her. Lulu may insist that it is a matter of life and death before Ethan gives the bogus passports. Ethan will want to help Lulu in any way he can, but he will still have doubts. On May 21st, Ethan will approach Tracy Quartermaine, hoping to learn how much she knows. If Ethan implies about the difficulties Lulu and Rocco have gotten themselves into, Tracy may become concerned. Whatever happens, Ethan may come to believe that bad news for Lulu and Rocco is on the way. General Hospital spoilers, Dani and Charlotte's Windermere ambush, will the duo find Jocelyn? According to General Hospital teasers, Dani Morgan and Charlotte Cassadine will attack Windermere and most likely find Jocelyn Jacks. According to GH spoilers, Jocelyn will attempt to escape her prison cell in the coming days, so might the two kids help rescue their friend, or will they wind up in the same dilemma she is in? Dani feels Jen Sidwell is the reason his father, Jason Morgan, is rotting in a WSB prison. Weeks ago, he overheard Sonny Corinthos mention the villain when discussing his father with Rick Lansing. Since that terrible day, Dani has been determined to break into Windermere and exact revenge. So much so that he's enlisted the support of Charlotte, a fellow young rebel who is all in on his scheme. Having saying that, this task is extremely risky. Especially considering Ross Cullum knows Jason didn't shoot him and suspects he's protecting someone by confessing it. Cullum peered carefully at a photo of Dani and Jason in Carly Spencer's home, and GH writers appear to be indicating that the WSB director believes his son was behind the gun that shot him. Cullum is partially correct, a kid did shoot him, but he had the wrong sibling in mind, which was actually Rocco Falconeri. It's unclear how Dani and Charlotte will gain access to Windermere, although the blonde has previously lived there and is familiar with the castle. She may advise going to the underground to gather information, which is where they might see Jocelyn. They may also run into Jocelyn as she exits. Fans are aware that Joss will strike Cassius Faison, aka fake Nathan West, with a chair in the coming days. She'll run for her life, but will she run across Dani and Charlotte? Cassius could be knocked out cold or hot on Jocelyn's tail, it's difficult to know. The universe of soaps can be a bizarre place where individuals die after sliding on the last step of a stair and live despite 2 bullet holes in the back, allowing Cassius to shake off the chair hit and chase Jocelyn down. This will either endanger Dani and Charlotte or provide Jocelyn with 2 extra pairs of hands to fight Cassius, so only time will tell if the 3 of them survive their stay on Spoon Island. There's always the possibility that Cullum spots Charlotte and Dani at Windermere and follows them into the tunnels to see what they're up to. According to General Hospital spoilers, Dani and Charlotte are in over their heads, and if they do not watch their step, they might end up in a prison cell next to Jocelyn. General Hospital's Steve Burton confirms contract status. General Hospital spoilers show that many fans are excited to see Steve Burton return to the character of Jason Morgan after his break. After Burton decided to leave the program for a while, his name disappeared from the contract list in the closing credits in April. Fortunately, Burton has agreed to resume filming on the ABC soap in June. Jason will be back in action soon, which is something that many spectators are looking forward to. Based on Steve Burton's statements on a recent episode of his That's a Great podcast with Bradford Anderson, it sounds like he'll be returning on contract. Burton and Anderson answered a fan's query regarding how long in advance GH actors know their schedules. Anderson and Burton then compared notes on the differences in how things operate for them, as Anderson had been on recurring for many years. For you, it's different than it is a contract person. Burton mentioned to Anderson at one point throughout the podcast. Of course, Burton was still acting like a contract player when he gave his thoughts on what it's like. The General Hospital star appears to have clarified his contract situation ahead of Jason's comeback, which is surely fantastic news. That likely means that when Burton returns to the screen this summer, his name will appear in the contract part of the closing credits. Burton made no hint that he would be a returning player, thus it appears that he will have a new contract in place when he next appears as Jason. There has been a lot going on in Port Charles since the WSB took Jason away. Jason is currently incarcerated at a black site in Jakarta, where he is undoubtedly living in horrible conditions as a WSB prisoner. However, Jason will eventually make a grand return on the canvas. It'll be nice to see Jason engage with familiar faces again, so stay tuned for more information on his imminent return. Are you looking forward to Steve Burton's comeback as Jason Morgan? What do you want to see when Jason finally gets home? According to General Hospital spoilers, several twists and turns are in the works for Jason's storyline, so don't miss out on all of the drama. GH spoilers, Jocelyn uses the power of seduction. According to Escape Cassius General Hospital spoilers, Cassius Faison is preparing Jocelyn Jacks for a long stay on Spoon Island. Nathan's twin may be bigger and stronger than the WSB agent, but can you resist her charm? Here's what's coming up on General Hospital next week. Continue reading for more information. Is Nathan West's twin purely evil or simply misunderstood? Sure, Cassius Faison took his deceased brother's name and has been lying to everyone. Also, he kidnapped Jocelyn Jacques. However, he has done some good since arriving in Port Charles and appears to really care about some of the people in his life. At the end of the day, Joss Jacques is a qualified WSB agent. Given her youth and attractiveness, Jocelyn most likely spent a month studying the power of seduction. Survival 101. If you can't persuade your kidnapper to release you, make him fall in love with you so he doesn't kill you. Before General Hospital revealed Nathan West was a fake, the Port Charles detective and Jocelyn had a cringeworthy scene. Joss and Nathan appeared to be flirting, and there was a lot of buzz on social media about the potential coupling and their significant age difference. Now that we know it was Cassius, their encounter makes much more sense. However, this does not negate the fact that some flirting occurred. That could be Jocelyn's ticket to leaving Spoon Island alive. According to GH previews, Cassius and Jocelyn will bond this week in her incredibly bougie cell. The agent's kidnapper will open up to her and may even develop feelings for his prisoner. But may Joss also fall for Cassius? GH spoiler, Cullum recruits Nina to help inject Brennan with locked-in serum. Will Jack fight back? According to General Hospital spoilers, Nina Reeves may be hired to assist WSB Director Ross Cullum with an unusual task. The two are seen in this week's promo attempting to inject Jack Brennan with locked-in medication to keep him in his current state. Will they succeed? Let's break out this storyline twist below. The Situation. The General Hospital teaser for the week of May 18th to 22nd features a male injecting an unknown substance into an at the hospital. Meanwhile, Nina appears to be keeping Brennan down as he fights back. During a conversation with Jen Sidwell from May 11th to 15th, Cullum expressed his desire for Brennan to remain in his current state. Brennan received the same medication as Drew Kane, giving the appearance that he was experiencing a stroke. Drew is now paralyzed and unable to talk, and in order to maintain this condition, he must receive a weekly injection of this medicine. Nina was the one who accidentally stabbed Brennan with Drew's medication, therefore she may be asked to assist with this order. Will Nina be able to follow through with it? Brennan isn't her favorite person, but she'll feel terrible about the situation she's put him in. Despite her discomfort, Nina will most likely follow instructions. Still, could Cullum and Nina be apprehended? Cullum serves as Brennan's medical proxy because he has no family and relies solely on the WSB. That said, a doctor or nurse might still come in for a normal checkup. Elizabeth Liz Baldwin had been feeling off about Brennan's stroke taking place in the same house as Drew's, so will she enter the room when all this happens? Liz may not see anything, and Cullum may stop as soon as the door opens, making the decent nurse a hero for Brennan. Thank you for watching. For daily update, don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon.